Hi there, my name is Cerise. Welcome to the fifth dimension. Today we're going to talk about an imperfect world. I'm a soul coach, and that means that I speak to people about spiritual development. Now, I've been a soul coach for many, many years, over 2 decades. When I was on the radio in downtown Toronto, where I'm from, there were a lot of people coming to me at one point for like about an entire month, and all of them wanted to unalive themselves. And I found it so profound. And I was like, this has got to be a message. Why is it that so many people right now are coming to me and speaking about unaliving themselves? It's a serious thing when you don't want to be here any longer. Now, of course, thank God they're still alive. And God gave me the words to say to them to help them get over their hump of sadness. Now, it started to take a toll on me, and I would cry for them on my way home from the office. In the car, I would cry, and I started to question the world, and I started to ask God about the imperfections around the world. And why does God allow these imperfections to happen? So then I got home, and I was sitting in my bedroom. I love to meditate when I'm on my bed, laying on my back. I close my eyes, and I focus on this area right here with my eyes closed, and I have conversations with our Creator. Well, that day, I was laying on my back. I was sitting on my bed at first, and then I laid on my back to meditate, to get rid of some of the negative energy that I was feeling, and to pray for those people that I had sessions with that day. And I'm not a psychologist. I'm not a psychiatrist. So it was really heavy for me to hear these conversations. And I did set the people up with people who can help them mentally. But these people were not like mentally ill. These were people who were thriving. They had good jobs. They had wonderful families. They weren't lonely. They just wanted to go back home to God. And all of them were saying the same thing to me. They don't belong here. They don't want to be here. They're sick of being here, And I asked them, well, don't you love your job? I love my job. I'm very fulfilled. Well, don't you love your husband, your wife, your family? I love my kids. I love my spouse. But I just want to be home. And all of them were saying the same thing. They want to go home. So I'm like, wow, there's a message in this, God. So I lay down on my back. Now, I lived in a house at the time, and my bedroom was on the 2nd floor. Outside of my window, it was summertime, and outside of my window was a big maple tree. Again, I'm from Toronto, so we have a lot of maple trees, and there was a huge maple tree. And I'm laying on my back, and I look out the window, like I just turn to the side before I start to meditate. And tears are running down my eyes and going down the sides right here. And I said to God, this world is so imperfect, and I understand why they want to go back home. I said, after all, look at the tree. It's summertime, and they have jackets on. They must be so hot, And in the wintertime, the jackets fall off. They must be so cold. And I'm crying, and I'm like talking to God. I close my eyes and I start going into a meditation, but it was a different meditation. It was like a sleep meditation, heavy. And I felt like my head was going through the pillow. And then I heard a voice, and it was like a sound. It was very low. It was almost inaudible, but it came to me like this. like very deep. I can't explain it, but it was very few words. And it said to me, those are umbrellas on those branches, so the hot sun won't scorch the branches in the summertime. It keeps them cool. And not only that, that's the tail. In the wintertime, their face is in the ground. The roots is the face. And the ground and the snow is like a blanket of warmth. They are warm in the wintertime. And I was like, oh my gosh. And I was so humbled because that made so much sense to me. And I was like, oh my gosh. And then at that moment, I was like, holy smoly, macaroni. Like, what, like, then what else is perfect in the world, you know? And obviously, like, as I'm meditating, I start to get really, like, I want more information from God, you know? As I do believe that was a conversation with God. And then that was it. The conversation was done. It wasn't like a sit down, you know, chill out, talk to your buddy type of conversation. It was just an answer. So that brings me to my next point. That's why I believe that we sometimes are living our worst life. There are a lot of people here on earth that just want to go home and for no reason. And they say it like that. I want to go home. They feel like they are here on a mission and they're getting tired and they just want to give up. And if you are that person, don't give up. The darkest hour is before dawn. Yes, God will be there to receive you. And this is the message that I received. But do you want God to be there to receive you because you gave up? Or do you want God to be there to receive you because you finished your mission that you came here to do? Either way, you will be in the arms of God, your Creator, your loving Creator. But at the end of the day, you won't be happy with yourself when you get there in the arms of God and then you see that the darkest hour was going to be over. So if you are a person that's going through any type of sadness right now, if you are a person that feels like things are imperfect, just think about the trees. Think about life. Even though it may seem like it is upside down, inside out, and nothing is making sense, it will make sense eventually. Give it time. You are very special. And just like the Bible says, imagine the tulips that come up out of the ground for just a moment in the season. They're beautiful. They're blessed. They're gorgeous. And they're so special to God. Imagine you that has been put on the face of this earth for a certain amount of time. How important you are. Every single hair on your head, every single cell on your body is so important and very well known to our Creator. So please, be good to yourself. Be easy on yourself. Let time pass. And remember, whatever you're going through right now, this too shall pass. Thank you so much for joining me. My name is Cerise, and this is the Fifth Dimension.